Imagine standing at your kitchen counter, reheating something simple, maybe last night's chicken, a bit of rice, or some leftover spinach. It feels like a harmless habit, something you've done countless times. But what if I told you this quiet routine might be quietly reshaping your health? As we age, our digestion slows. Our immune system becomes more delicate, and our organs more sensitive to heat-altered compounds. When you reheat certain foods, especially the wrong ones, if you can trigger chemical changes that increase inflammation, stress your liver, or even raise your long-term cancer risk. It's not alarmist. It's science confirmed by years of research from places like Harvard and the CDC. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to gently walk you through 3 everyday foods that seniors should never reheat, and 3 that actually become more beneficial when you warm them up again. These small kitchen shifts can mean more than just better meals. They could be the difference between feeling sluggish and feeling steady, between another restless night and deep, restorative sleep. It's not about fear, it's about clarity. Because your microwave, that quiet box in the corner, is doing more than warming your plate. It's shaping your future. Let's explore how. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 3 dishes you should never reheat. 1. White rice. A silent threat in your fridge. It looks harmless enough, just a small bowl of white rice sitting there from yesterday's dinner. Maybe you had it with some baked chicken or sautéed vegetables. It's familiar, comforting, and easy to reheat. You place it in the microwave, hear the soft hum and that final beep, and then sit down with your warm plate. But for older adults, especially those in their 60s and beyond, this seemingly harmless act can carry hidden consequences. What feels like a smart way to stretch your meals could be quietly putting your health at risk. Here's why. White rice, once cooked, becomes highly vulnerable to bacteria, specifically a strain called Bacillus cereus. It's not the kind of bacteria you can see or smell. It's the kind that grows silently when rice is left out too long. Even just 2 hours at room temperature can be enough for this bacteria to multiply. And the worst part, reheating doesn't destroy the toxins it produces. That means when you microwave that rice the next day, it might be warm on the outside, but the damage is already inside. For someone in their 20s or 30s, this might cause a bad stomachache. But for seniors, whose immune systems aren't as resilient, it could mean something much more serious. I remember a patient I saw not long ago. Her name was Marlene. She was 76. A retired school librarian from Michigan. Independent and thoughtful. The kind of woman who still made handwritten grocery lists for months. She'd been dealing with episodes of stomach discomfort, nothing extreme at first. Just some bloating. Occasional nausea. A bit of fatigue. She thought it was just part of aging. Then one weekend, after eating leftover rice for the 3rd day in a row, things spiraled. Marlene was rushed to the ER with sharp abdominal pain and dizziness. Blood work and tests confirmed it, foodborne illness caused by Bacillus cereus, and the culprit, that rice in her fridge she thought was still good. Her stay in the hospital lasted nearly a week. She needed IV fluids, liver support, and close monitoring. What had started as a quick meal turned into a long, exhausting recovery. This kind of infection doesn't always come with dramatic symptoms at first. For seniors, it can creep in quietly. A little fatigue here, some gut discomfort there. You might blame it on stress or digestion or even medications, but all the while, your body is fighting something deeper and losing. These toxins don't just upset your stomach, they can damage the liver over time, disrupt how your body processes food, and interfere with medications you may rely on for your heart, your joints, or your blood pressure. And the worst part, it's all preventable. That's why it matters so much to handle rice properly. If you've cooked a pot of rice, get it into the refrigerator. Within 2 hours, don't leave it cooling on the stove. If it's been sitting in the fridge for more than 48 hours, don't take the chance. Toss it. And if it was left out overnight, even if it looks fine, let it go. No leftover is worth trading for days of discomfort. Or worse, a hospital bed. I know these habits can feel hard to break. You've likely done it for years without issue. But the truth is, what your body could once handle without complaint, it might not be able to anymore. And recognizing that is not weakness, it's wisdom. Marlene didn't think twice before she reheated her rice. Now, she's the first to tell her friends to check their fridges more often. She says the momentary convenience isn't worth the recovery it cost her. So as you look at your plate tonight, I think not just about what you're eating, but how it's been handled. The smallest habits can carry the biggest consequences. Now, if white rice can quietly harm your liver and gut, imagine what happens when leafy green vegetables, often thought of as the healthiest foods on your plate, start turning dangerous once reheated. The next one on our list is a green you probably have in your kitchen right now. 2. Leafy greens. A dangerous reheat you'd never expect. For decades, we've been told to eat our greens, spinach, kale, collard greens. They've earned their reputation as some of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, and for the most part, that reputation is well-deserved. They're packed with vitamins, fiber, and natural compounds that help support healthy blood vessels, brain clarity, and digestion. But here's the part no one talks about when these greens are cooked, then cooled, and later reheated, especially in the microwave. Their chemistry quietly changes, and that change may not be something your body, especially in your 70s or 80s, is prepared to handle. Leafy greens are naturally rich in nitrates. In their original form, those nitrates can support circulation and heart health, but when you cook those greens, then let them cool and reheat them again, especially in a microwave that heats unevenly. Those helpful compounds can transform into something more sinister. The nitrates become nitrites. And from there, some of those nitrites convert into nitrosamines. These nitrosamines are no small matter. They've been linked to digestive tract cancers, including the stomach and esophagus, and can inflame the very tissues meant to absorb nutrients and protect your immune system. This isn't about rare cases or extreme scenarios. It's something I've seen in my own patients. One woman comes to mind right away, Dorothy, 81 years old, a retired choir director from North Carolina. She was lively, sharp, and deeply committed to her health. Every Sunday, Dorothy would prepare a batch of sautéed collard greens with garlic and olive oil. Then she'd portion it into containers and reheat a bit each day for the week. On paper, it sounded perfect, wholesome, simple, nutritious. But after several months, she started feeling off. No major symptoms at first, just a little more fatigue than usual. Some lightheadedness here and there. Her appetite dropped, and she started losing weight. Even though nothing else in her routine had changed, blood work eventually showed abnormal hemoglobin levels. She had developed a condition called methemoglobinemia, a rare but serious disorder where oxygen isn't properly carried through the blood. The root cause wasn't a new illness. It wasn't medication. It was her reheated greens. A healthy habit, done the wrong way, had started slowly working against her. This is the part that's so difficult. As we get older, our body changes in quiet ways. The stomach lining becomes thinner. We don't produce as much acid to break food down. The liver, which once filtered toxins with ease, now takes longer to recover. So while someone in their 30s might bounce back from a mistake like this, our bodies tend to hold on to the damage longer. These compounds linger. They irritate. They dull your energy and leave you with symptoms that are hard to trace. The damage builds slowly. Over time, it can wear away at your digestion, your energy, and even your cognitive sharpness. And all the while, you think you're doing something good. You trust that bowl of spinach or kale is helping you, but reheated the wrong way, it starts chipping away at your health without a single warning. That's why it's so important to change how we treat these foods. If you've cooked leafy greens, enjoy them right away. If you store them, eat them cold maybe as part of a salad or sandwich, but don't reheat them, especially not in a microwave, where the heat is uneven and the damage happens quietly. It's a small shift in habit that can spare you from long-term discomfort and dangerous outcomes. Dorothy now eats her greens the day she cooks them, and she's doing better, clearer, stronger, more stable on her feet, all because of one change. It wasn't about giving up the foods she loved. It was about understanding how her body works now and respecting that. And if reheating something as innocent as spinach can disturb the way your blood carries oxygen, imagine what happens when you reheat something even more delicate, something packed with protein like chicken. Let's talk about what that does to your digestion next. 3. Chicken, the protein that turns risky the second time around. For so many seniors, chicken is the go-to choice. It's lean, easy to prepare, and feels like a safe, dependable source of strength. It shows up in soups, sandwiches, casserole, and home-cooked dinners that remind us of family and comfort. But reheating chicken, especially in the microwave, can turn that comfort into a quiet threat. One that isn't just about an upset stomach. It's about the toll it takes on your aging body from the inside out. When you reheat chicken, something changes deep within its structure. The proteins, once gently cooked and easy to digest, tighten and reshape. This new form becomes harder for your digestive system to handle, and as we age, our stomachs naturally produce less acid. Our gut lining grows more delicate. Food moves more slowly through the system. So what might have felt fine in your 30s or 40s now creates strain. The body has to work harder just to break it down. But it's not just about the texture or digestion. There's a deeper risk that comes when reheated chicken doesn't reach a safe internal temperature all the way through. Microwaves, for all their speed and convenience, often heat unevenly, and those cold spots, they're the perfect place for dangerous bacteria like Salmonella and Campylobacter to survive. These aren't just bugs that give you a short-lived stomach ache. In seniors, they can lead to serious infections, dehydration, even long-term damage to the gut lining. I think often of James, a 79-year-old retired railroad worker from Arkansas. He lived modestly, took pride in preparing his meals on Sundays, and liked knowing he had everything ready for the week ahead. He'd bake several chicken thighs and portion them out, ready to warm up when hunger struck. But one Wednesday afternoon, after a reheated lunch that didn't quite steam all the way through, James felt a sharp wave of pain in his gut. Within hours, the nausea and vomiting set in. By evening, he was too weak to get off the couch. His daughter found him the next morning and rushed him to the hospital. The diagnosis, bacterial gastroenteritis from underheated chicken. He spent 4 days recovering, hooked up to fluids and medication. His independence, something he cherished, was shaken, and it all came from a habit that had once brought him comfort. That's the heartbreak of it. These routines don't feel dangerous. They feel responsible, efficient. But when your immune system is older, when your stomach isn't as resilient, the smallest misstep can throw everything out of balance. You're not just dealing with indigestion. You're losing energy, missing time with your family, canceling plans, feeling a little less like yourself, all from a meal that was meant to nourish you. So here's what I tell every senior I work with: if you're going to eat leftover chicken, do it mindfully. Reheat it in the oven or on the stovetop. Make sure it's steaming hot all the way through. Don't just trust that the outside warmth means it's safe. Better yet, if it's been stored properly, enjoy it cold sliced into a salad or tucked into a sandwich. The risk isn't in the chicken. It's in how we treat it the second time around. James doesn't microwave his leftovers anymore. He takes a little extra time, reheats slowly, and listens to his body. And since then, he hasn't had another scare. Sometimes, a small shift is all it takes to protect the life you've built. Now, if all this talk of reheating foods has felt heavy, do you hear something to lift your spirits? Not all leftovers are risky. In fact, some foods actually become better for you when warmed again. And in just a moment, we'll look at 3 that your body, especially at this stage of life, can truly benefit from. Let's move ahead to point number 4. 3 dishes you should reheat because they're better after heating up. 1. Cooked tomatoes, a heated secret for a stronger heart and sharper mind. Sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't something you pick up at the pharmacy. It's something simmering on your stove or quietly waiting in your fridge. Cooked tomatoes, whether in soups, sauces, or stews. Hold a secret many seniors don't yet realize: when you reheat them, you're not losing nutrition, you're unlocking it. In fact, one of the most protective compounds found in tomatoes, lycopene, becomes more available to your body when warmed a second time. That simple act of reheating turns your leftovers into something far more powerful. Lycopene is a natural antioxidant, a kind of internal defender. It helps shield your heart by reducing oxidative stress, the same type of damage that leads to hardened arteries, high blood pressure, and rising cholesterol. And it doesn't stop at the heart. Scientists at Tufts University and several other institutions have found that seniors with higher lycopene levels show better memory, clearer thinking, and a lower risk of cognitive decline. In a world where so many older adults fear the slow fade of memory, this simple nutrient can make a real difference. I think about one of my patients, Ruth. She's 83, a retired nurse from Kansas City who's always kept a garden and a jar of her homemade tomato sauce in the fridge. A while back, she came to me worried about her cholesterol numbers and some fogginess in her thinking. Nothing major, just the kind of changes that sneak up slowly. Instead of adding another pill, we talked about food. I suggested she warm her sauce before meals instead of eating it cold on toast or salad. It was a small shift, but after 6 months, her blood work showed improvement, and more importantly, she told me she felt lighter in her thoughts. It's just sauce. She laughed. But we both knew it was more than that. This is the part I love most. Healing doesn't always require big changes. You don't need rare superfoods or expensive supplements. You just need to treat your food with care. To understand what it offers, when handled the right way, a cup of tomato soup or a scoop of warm marinara can become your daily act of protection, nourishing your blood vessels, calming inflammation, and gently supporting the mind. Even the way warmth works on your body matters. Reheated tomatoes feel easy, soft, familiar. They're gentle on aging digestion and soothing to the nervous system. They carry comfort and nutrition in equal measure, and best of all, they're already in your kitchen, sitting in a Tupperware container, waiting in a bowl. Maybe left from yesterday's dinner, just needing a bit of heat to become something quietly powerful. So next time you open your fridge and see that leftover tomato dish, don't pass it by. Warm it slowly. Let it come to life again. That red sauce might do more for your heart and brain than any new prescription. And if warming up tomatoes can gently lower your blood pressure and sharpen your thinking, you might be surprised to learn that there's another food, bright orange and naturally sweet, that does something equally remarkable. When reheated the right way, it can help steady your blood sugar and energize your steps. Let's move forward and talk about the surprising power of the sweet potato. 2. Sweet potatoes. Nature's blood. Sugar ally that works better when warmed. In a world full of trendy diets, strict food rules, and sugar-filled shortcuts, there's something reassuring about a food that's both simple and powerful. Sweet potatoes have long been a quiet favorite for older adults. They're soft, mildly sweet, easy to digest, and full of nutrients your body needs more than ever after 60. But there's something special that happens when you reheat them, a change that makes them even more helpful for your blood sugar, digestion, and long-term vitality. When a sweet potato is cooked, then cooled, and later gently reheated, a portion of its starch undergoes a natural transformation. It becomes what scientists call resistant starch. That term might sound like something you'd want to avoid, but for your gut, it's a gift. Resistant starch isn't fully broken down in the small intestine. Instead, it moves deeper into the colon, where it feeds the good bacteria living there. These friendly microbes support a strong immune system, reduce inflammation, and help regulate how your body handles sugar. This matters in a big way for seniors living with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. Nearly a third of older adults face this daily challenge. For them, managing energy, avoiding crash, and protecting organs like the pancreas isn't just important, it's essential. Reheated sweet potatoes release sugar slowly, giving your body a smoother, more stable source of energy. That means fewer highs and lows, better focus, and less strain on your heart and kidneys. One patient of mine, Harold, age 76, a retired steelworker from Ohio, had been battling blood sugar swings for years. He tried low-carb plans, added medications, even gave up fruit, but nothing seemed to give him balance. We talked about making one gentle shift. He swapped his usual white dinner roll for a portion of leftover roasted sweet potatoes, reheated lightly in the oven. After just a few weeks, his energy improved, his glucose readings leveled out, and in his words, "I feel like myself again when I wake up," but the benefits go beyond blood sugar. Sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. This supports your vision, especially the part of the eye that helps with seeing in dim light. It also strengthens your immune response and helps repair aging tissues. These nutrients remain intact through reheating. In fact, gently warming them helps release even more of these antioxidants, making it easier for your body to absorb what it needs. For seniors with digestive challenges, sweet potatoes offer one more gift. Their fiber is soft and soluble, easy on the stomach, supportive of bowel regularity, and unlikely to cause cramping or gas. When reheated, they become even easier to digest, making them an ideal choice for those recovering from illness or managing medications that upset the gut. So if you've cooked a tray of sweet potatoes, don't feel the need to eat them all in one sitting. Store the extras, let them cool, and then reheat them with care. That second warm-up is where the real magic happens. It's one of those rare moments in nutrition when leftovers don't just hold up, they improve. Now, if a sweet potato can offer more stable energy and better digestion the second time around, imagine what could happen with something as humble as your breakfast bowl. Because next, we're going to look at a food that not only holds up under heat, it actually becomes more protective for your heart and mind when you warm it up again. Let's move on and talk about oatmeal. 3. Cooked oatmeal. A warm companion for your heart, sleep, and longevity. It's early. The morning is still. A soft light filters through the blinds as you reach for a bowl of yesterday's oatmeal. Warm it slowly on the stove and sit at the table with a spoon in hand. For many seniors, this isn't just breakfast. It's comfort. It's rhythm. It's something familiar that feels good in both body and spirit. But what most folks don't realize is that reheated oatmeal isn't just a convenient meal. It's one of the most powerful, health-supportive foods you can bring into your life as you age. Oatmeal, even when warmed again, holds something rare, beta-glucan. It's a special kind of soluble fiber that helps sweep excess cholesterol from your bloodstream. It's been shown to lower LDL, support immune function, and keep your blood sugar steady throughout the day. And when oatmeal is cooked, cooled, and reheated gently, that fiber becomes even more stable and easier for your body to use. The nutrients don't break down, they deepen. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that seniors who eat oats regularly see a drop in heart disease risk by nearly 20%. That's not a small number. That's the difference between a worrisome doctor visit and a reassuring one. But oatmeal's gift isn't limited to the heart. It also brings comfort where it's needed most: rest. Oats are rich in natural compounds that support the production of serotonin, the hormone that helps you wind down and sleep. For older adults who spend their nights tossing, shifting, watching the clock, this is no small thing. A warm bowl of oatmeal in the evening can act like a soft blanket from the inside out. The combination of melatonin and slow-burning carbohydrates calms the nervous system and helps signal your body that it's time to rest. Deep, uninterrupted rest, not just more hours in bed. But better ones. I remember Marion, age 84, a retired florist from Oregon who came to me exhausted. Her nights were restless, her mornings slow. She was also managing high cholesterol and unsure what to eat anymore. We made one simple change. Each evening before bed, she warmed up a small bowl of plain oatmeal she'd saved from the morning. Within a few weeks, she told me she was sleeping deeper and waking with more clarity. Her cholesterol readings also improved. She said, "I didn't need anything fancy, just something steady." And she was right. Oatmeal is also a gentle friend to the digestive system. For those dealing with medications, sensitivity, or just the changing rhythms of an older gut, oats offer support without strain. They keep you regular, ease heartburn, and leave you fuller for longer. That means fewer cravings between meals and fewer chances of reaching for processed snacks that spike blood pressure or blood sugar. So don't throw that bowl away. That small dish of leftover oats could be doing more for your body than you realize. Warm it slowly. Eat it with care. It's more than food. It's a quiet, grounding way to protect yourself each day. And now that we've seen what reheated tomatoes, sweet potatoes, and oatmeal can offer, it becomes clear that the true key to aging well isn't just in one meal. It's in the consistency, in the way we choose simple, healing foods over and over again. That's how strength is built, not through extremes, but through daily, steady care. Let's talk about that next. The quiet truth is, this reheating food the right way can become one of your most powerful daily habits for staying strong, steady, and clear-headed as you age. Growing older doesn't mean surrendering your health. It means making wiser choices built on understanding how even small things like a leftover meal can either support your body or quietly chip away at it. What we've explored today isn't about fear or restriction. It's about reclaiming control. It's about using what you already have: a stove, a microwave, a warm plate as tools to protect your energy, your heart, and your independence. Certain foods, like white rice, reheated leafy greens, or improperly warmed chicken, can cause more harm than most realize. They don't just upset your stomach, they place stress on your liver, disrupt digestion, and quietly weaken your ability to recover from day to day. Over time, those choices can take away the very things you rely on: your strength, your focus, your ability to sleep soundly or walk with confidence. But there's another side to this story. Some foods, when reheated properly, become even more supportive. Warmed tomatoes that help guard your memory and arteries. Reheated sweet potatoes that steady your blood sugar and strengthen your gut. A bowl of oats that not only lowers cholesterol, but gently prepares your body for restful sleep. These are real tools for healing. They don't come from a bottle or a supplement aisle. They come from the same fridge shelf you open every day. I've seen these quiet shifts bring real change. I've watched patients find their spark again, feel more balanced, more rested, more hopeful, all from making better choices with the food already in their homes. These aren't quick fixes. They're acts of respect, of self-care, of listening closely to what your body needs. So as you move through your week, remember, you're not powerless. You have what you need to feel stronger, clearer, and more alive. One meal at a time. One warm bowl at a time. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.